Hey friends, it's Sarah from She's Crafty and She Knows It, and today I'm going to show you how to make a custom trucker hat using the Cricut hat press. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have all my supplies laid out right here. Of course, I have some iron-on patches, the trucker hat I'm going to be using, I have some butcher paper, and then the Cricut hat press itself. Now the Cricut hat press comes with this hat pressing form. It's kind of a weighted thing that goes inside the hat when you're pressing on patches, and it also comes with heat-resistant tape. So you don't need to buy any of the tape separately, it comes with it. And then now when it comes to using the Cricut hat press, let me show you right here. You turn it on by pushing this button right here, and it turns it on to the lowest heat setting. If you push it again, it goes to a medium heat. Push it again, it goes to a high heat. It's red right now because it's not fully heated up high enough. Once it's heated up, you can push this little button and it'll just start going. So you can definitely use it this way. This would be the highest heat. And then you can kind of count how many seconds you want to do. Maybe you want to do 20 seconds or 30 seconds. It just kind of leaves a lot of guesswork where you don't really know if it's the right heat with the right amount of time. And it makes me a little bit nervous. I'm going to push it again and turn it off. So instead of doing it that way, I highly recommend using the Cricut Heat app. I know if you're like me, you might be a little bit resistant to getting one more app. I have so many apps on my phone, but it is totally worth it, I promise. Okay, so it looks just like this, Cricut Heat. When it comes up, it's super easy to pair the hat press with your phone. As long as the hat press is turned on and you have the Bluetooth on your phone turned on, it's really easy to pair them together. Not complicated at all, I promise. So I really do encourage you to get this. What you can do is once it's on here and it's paired together, you can start a new project. You can pick what you're using. So maybe you're using glitter iron-on, or you're using this glow-in-the-dark iron-on. It lets you pick what you're using. So once you pick what you're using, it'll send the time and temperature needed to the hat press, and that way you don't have to pick a specific heat setting on the hat press or a specific time. It'll do it for you and count down, and it's super easy on the phone. Now let me show you. That's if you start a new project. The way that I like to do it on here is you can do the set custom time and temp. So a lot of times these patches are coming with instructions. Sometimes they don't. If they don't, I just normally do 300 degrees for 60 seconds. If it comes and it says 250, you just kind of roll it to where it says 250. It might tell you 30 seconds. But if it doesn't say, I've been doing 300 degrees for 60 seconds, obviously keep an eye on it. Make sure you're not scorching anything. And then it gives you the option down here to preheat the blank. So I always tap that. This way, when I click send settings to the hat press, it's going to send it right to the hat press. When I push the go button, the startup button on the hat press, the first thing it's going to do is count down 5 seconds, and it's counting on me heating up the blank. So when I first push the button, I'm going to heat up the blank. The next time I push the button, it's going to be the 60 seconds at 300 degrees. So it kind of takes the guesswork out of it, makes it super easy. So before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and get my hat on the hat form. I might need to tighten it a little bit. No, that's pretty good. Okay. So it goes in just like this. This is kind of a handle on the underneath that you can hold like this if you're carrying it or something. But it goes on there pretty well. You can kind of twist it the way you need it. I kind of try to get it to where it's mostly standing up on its own. Okay, just like that. So if it's not really standing up and it's wobbly, you can just kind of push it into the table and make it stand up. So that way it's pretty sturdy on its own. Okay, so one word of advice is sometimes these patches come with paper backing. I actually don't have any sitting right here that have paper backing, but sometimes it has this white coat over the back and you have to peel off the paper backing before putting it on the hat. It will not iron on with the paper backing on it. Usually these are patches that you're buying at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, maybe even Amazon. And sometimes they're really cool. They're actually like adhesive and they're an iron-on. So you peel off the paper backing, put it on the hat, and it kind of sticks and holds it in place. But if you forget to peel off the paper backing, which I've done several times, it will not iron on. And it kind of just like leaves a big dent. And sometimes it can scorch the patch because now you're having to re-iron it on because you forgot to take the paper off. So check the backs of all your patches. Make sure there's no white paper backing that you need to peel off. Now besides that, we're going to preheat the hat for 5 seconds like we put in the settings already. Then we're going to set the patches where we want them. I'm going to tape them on to hold them in place with the heat resistant tape. And then we're going to put the butcher paper over it and we're going to do the hat press. So those are all the steps to it. Okay, so first thing first, we're going to go ahead and turn it on. This way it can fully pair. Remember, it wasn't fully paired. So I'm going to go back. Now that it's on, you can see it says hat press connected. I'm going to go back and make sure my custom time and temper saved. It keeps when I default to 315, so I'm going to put it back at 300. I'm going to tap preheat blank, send settings to hat press. Okay, so it sent the settings. So now it's saying what's coming up. It's not correct at 300 degrees yet, so it's getting there. But when I push the button, it's gonna be 5 seconds to preheat the hat. Okay, it's ready. It says right here, it's ready to go. The light's green on here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push the button and do it right here with no butcher paper. Okay, so now it's showing me, hopefully you can see that. The next thing is the 60 seconds. I'm gonna leave this right here. So what I'm gonna do right now, now that it's kind of preheated, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of lay them out where I want them to go. I think I have all the ones I want. I might have more than I need, honestly. With that sitting there, I'm gonna kind of get my tape, try and get it as in the center as I can. You don't really want to go off the side of the hat, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not going too far to the side. It's okay to overlap them, so I kind of like to overlap a little bit. It makes them look really cute when they kind of have a little bit of overlapping. Just don't want to cover up any of the words. Now, as far as these patches go, like I said, you can get patches on Amazon. Even Target has some, Michael's and Hobby Lobby. These patches specifically are ones I sell in my Etsy shop. There's tons of sellers on Etsy that sell patches, so there's lots of places to look for patches. Doesn't have to be taped everywhere or perfectly, just enough to kind of get them to hang on so that you can iron them. Let's see, I think I have more patches than I need. Something like that. I had one more kind of star. I don't know that we need it though. Let me kind of, oh, it's kind of cute though. I might try to move the cherry down just a little bit so that I can add this little star patch. It's pretty cute. So let's see if I put this off like this. Okay, it's really close. Let me just kind of push all the tape down. I have a lot of things going on, so of course you can do this in stages and not do all of it at the same time. I kind of just like to be able to see everything laid out together to see how it's gonna look. Just move the star down just a little bit, like that. Okay, the tape is your friend. Okay, try to get it holding in all the places. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Think we're good. Think we got it. Might do one little piece at the bottom down here. Okay, so my thing is ready. I'm gonna set it right here. And I'm gonna push the green button and it's gonna start counting down for me. I might have to do it a couple times because of how many patches I have on. My phone keeps going dark, so it'll tell me when it's done. It's gonna beep when it's done. Like I said, I might do better just sticking to one side. I kind of like to lay them all out together, but it's a lot to iron in 60 seconds. So I think I'm just gonna try to stick to doing half of the hat for 60 seconds and then doing the other half. Okay. I didn't quite fully get the top of the star, so we'll go again. I'm going to go back and do it one more time. So if I push it again, it'll start it again. And it's counting down for me on the phone. So I typically always kind of rock back and forth, and you're doing moderate pressure. Now, unless the patch instructions say so, I would not go over 300 degrees. I would rather do it multiple times at 300 degrees to make sure they're ironed on than doing it 350 at once. Okay, I'm just going to touch up a couple of little corners. I pushed it one more time. Down here, these little corners are kind of going off to the side. And the bottom, up here at the top of the star. Basically on the curves of the hat are going to be the sections that are the hardest. Anywhere that's really kind of sticking off to one side. Okay, let me kind of see. I think we're mostly good. There's a couple of spots. So look if you can see. Everything's on pretty good. The bottom is real close. I probably should have put it not quite so close to the bottom. So that could be touched up. And then the very bottom of the flower. It's pretty good on. And the top of the heart. Just all the little curves. I'm going to do one more time. Just these corners. Like I said, I'm moving it a lot to make sure it's not scorching one specific spot on any of the patches. Just kind of getting those little tiny corners that are in odd positions, even the top of this star. Okay, kind of slide the butcher paper over to the top of the heart. Okay, I'm just going to get the bottom of this flower down here. Now the main reason we're using the butcher paper is less for the hat and more to not scorch the patches. Okay, it's important to let everything cool off before taking off the tape. So we're going to kind of let it set for a second and let everything cool off before we remove any tape. Everything is ironed on. It did take several goes, but I think we got everything good. So let's let it cool off and then we'll come back in a second. Okay, so while it's cooling off, I bought some cute little hat chains. These are from Amazon. Like always, I'll link all the supplies I'm using in the description below this video. But this little set came with, I think there's 5 options in here. There's like a silver one. Hopefully you can tell. Let me put this down. Silver one with little colored beads. And so the idea is that you're putting it down here at the base. I know it's hard to see. It's so tiny. Like this. And then you're clasping it on. That one's actually really cute. The colors match pretty well. There's that one. There's like a plain gold. It would look like that. There's a pearl one. There's one that's like little flowers like this. And then there's also this gold one. This set was really cute. I think I might do the pearls. I'm not sure. Or the gold chunky one. I think I might do the pearls. So while it's kind of cooling off, you just kind of, let me lift the whole thing. You open the lobster clasp. like this, and then you're going to kind of just, it might be easier, I'm going to take it off of the form for a second. I kind of just pull this inside back so that you can kind of see the netting better. You're just going to open the clasp and you just stick it through one of the holes. It takes a little bit of trial and error to figure out like how you want to be even on each side, so I probably needed to go a little bit further back. So open it back and go back a little bit. You're just sticking it through the holes of the mesh. You want to be pretty, I think I did a little bit high, pretty low, close to where the bills in it sit. So like that. Now when you put it on and it pulls the side back, it takes up some of the space. I think I did it lower than I needed to actually. More like right there. So when you put the hat on and it pulls back, it kind of pulls the chain. So if that helps you kind of figure out where you're putting it. I'm going to do the other side. Like that. And then when you wear it, it'll pull back and look like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take off the tape. I think it's cooled off enough. Just pull it off gently. Some of these cute little flowers have a little bit of stitching, so I just want to make sure it's not pulling on any of those. Like I said, you can definitely iron on one patch at a time if you want to. I kind of like to layer them. It does take a lot more time as far as having to iron it multiple times, but I like to be able to see how it's going to look with them all layered, so I kind of just put them all on there together at the same time. Okay, there we go. So there's this super cute custom trucker hat that we made using the Cricut hat press. Okay, friends, so that's it. That's how I make my custom trucker hats using the Cricut hat press. Like I said, I have all the supplies I use linked in the description below this video. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more videos. Bye!
She's crafty and she knows it. She's crafty and she knows it. She's crafty and she knows. She's crafty and she knows it.